I just wanted to touch on this. It's called EDX. It's kind of interesting because it reminds me of FTX in the sense that it's like supposed to be this very huge, reputable place, but it's only for institutions, so it is more reputable.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for big banks and Fidelity and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? It's a crypto exchange. So
It looks like it's just like a EFT, like ran by like all the big billionaire hedge funds.
right,
And they're smart to do this because they were so mad when like the crypto pump happened, and all these people that had tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars in their 401ks could not invest in any of this. They couldn't invest in any crypto because
right,
it wasn't part of their Fidelity account.
right.
And some, they're not going to do what we did and create an offshore account and wire some money overnight, and then hopefully you don't get robbed by, by a platform, and then you have to get the crypto out of there, because if it's not in your wallet, it's not your crypto.
And some wallets aren't even safe. So it's like it's just like so many hazards going on.
It's just the Wild West of like people getting robbed.
Nonsense. Yeah. So once again, even though a bunch of exchanges and everything blew up this last year, I mean, it's good to see that companies are still doing this and they're backing it with their own money, right? As opposed to like borrowing 8 different ways, like some of these exchanges opened up. Like I'm sure Fidelity and Charles Schwab aren't going to be doing that, as opposed to
No, they have money.
FTX and stuff. Right. Yeah. So, and
they're just gonna short everybody anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah, but like I'm just talking about the general, like the health of crypto going forward. Like there's still confidence in it, even though billions of dollars were lost. Because I think they still think it's sort of the beginning, and it is.
No, it still is. It's still early. Like it's like we said before in other podcasts. Like if it's not accepted by governments and by banks, because banks rule governments, that it's not really like at peak yet. Once a bank accepts it, a government's forced to accept it because they need the banks.
Yeah.
So once and this is a small little comparison of what like it could be, but once you start seeing like Charles Schwab, you start seeing Chase.
Charles Schwab is on here.
Is it where?
Yeah, I actually don't know, but it says right here.
Oh, does it? Oh, it does say on there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I know, but that's my point. Is within a year of all these places exploding, we have.
I was looking for the logo.
Yeah,
maybe it's down at the bottom.
I know. I was looking for it too. Yeah,
it doesn't have it. Whatever.
Yeah.
They don't want to be on the logo. They're like, you know what, dude? You know what?
Just put it in text only.
Put it in text, and Leo won't see it, so like he'll think that it ain't anything, and it will just fly right past him. You know what I mean?
But
it just fly right past the radar.
But that just blew me away because looks like institutional crypto that's like pretty heavy duty, right?
No,
and
it's legit.
Within a year or so of like everything just falling apart, it's like. Yeah, the confidence is still there. It's making sure it's done right. It's actually having the money.
I know, but like
right, it's a good sign.
I don't know, dude. It just seems like they're preparing themselves. So then, like pretty soon, instead of going to Robinhood, because that pretty much seems like it's like the only legit platform right now to get crypto, and they only have like 2 or 3 now because they got rid of everything else. They're back to where they started. Yeah, I think they only have.
I didn't know that.
They got rid of everything. Every altcoin is gone, and all they have is like Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and like I don't know, like Ethereum Classic or something. I don't know, funny. But that's all they have. They got rid of everything else. They even had
because Doge started it for them. So
I wonder if Doge is still there.
Yeah.
I think maybe Doge is still there. Maybe because they kind of have like that little.
It's like. This is what started us.
This is what put us on the map, honestly.
Thanks for the hundreds of thousands of dollars. We'll keep you around for a while.
Yeah, we'll keep you around.
Maybe. Yeah.
Millions in worth of trading.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. But they got rid of most of the dodgy ones. You know what I mean? Like I can't think of the top of my head, but
there was a lot.
There was quite a few. I think Polygon was on there, and something else was on there, and Solana was on there. They're all gone. So.
It might be like they just can't really evaluate long term if they're actually useful, so they just like don't want to keep them all. Which I get that.
I mean, it's still on there, but it only says to like statistically, like you can't trade it. You know what I mean? Like it just says you can can see it trending, but you can't. It doesn't give you an option to buy or sell.
Mm.
But anyways, yeah. So I think that's what they want to do. They want you to open up your Wells Fargo, your Bank of America, your Chase app, and be like, oh, cool. And then you can also go to your investment side and be able to trade crypto. And I think that's what's going to happen eventually. It's inevitable.
It has at some exchanges already. So, yep.
No, I'm talking about legitimately like your bank account, like open up your app, Bank of America, Chase,
got it.
and then boom, you can trade instantly.
I was thinking of, I think, stocks and crypto, which is really cool.
No, because Robinhood's doing the same thing.
Well, that is cool to have both. Yeah. Well, not too many cryptos anymore, apparently. So
yeah, I mean, it's still there though.
It'll probably go back to grow. It'll grow.
And by the way, you can't trade. I tried this. I know this from experience. You can't send USDT to Robinhood. You can only send USDC. They don't like USDT. So, but USDC is a more expensive trade value, right? It costs more to send the gas. Gas fees more pricey.
Gotcha.
Instead of $2, it's like I think like $10 or $15.
Really?
For gas? Yeah, it's crazy. I know because I did
way
it.
Too high.
When I sold some of the XRP, and then I sent it straight to my Robinhood. I was like USDT. And it wouldn't send it, like the code wouldn't you try to like set up the wallets, it wouldn't accept it. It's like unrecognizable or something,
and it's gone.
And it's gone.
Send it to the ether.
And then I was like, all right, I guess it's USDT, man. And it took it. I'm like, bastards, they just wanted more money on gas fees.
Definitely could be the case.
But anyways, what's next on the agenda?
They also just don't want like to have tons of tether that might not exist eventually.
Yeah, Tether's super sketchy. I don't know what the case is on USDC, but whatever.
I think it's a lot more like federally backed.
Is it?
It's like at some point I think it was, but then it's hard to keep up with everything. That like never stops changing, right? It's like, oh, we accidentally minted 10 million more than we should have. And it's like, I don't know, right?
Nah.
Like, it's like, unless you're looking at this all the time, constantly, you're not going to know anymore. Man. They do it sneaky anyways.
Yeah, they're sneaky. They just want more money and gas fees. Whatever.
Right. But, so no other legit exchanges right now, huh? You said there was no
well, Binance, I read something about Binance's CEO or whatever, what's his name, got pulled off. That's what I read, and then I also read the FTX stuff. It was like a wrap up of the year, something like that.
Yeah.
What's his name? CZ. They told CZ to step down or something like that.
That makes sense, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's got a lot of things going on over there. I think Coinbase is probably still pretty decent.
Oh yeah, Coinbase is all right.
But there's not.
But they're on the brink as well.
But there's not a lot. There's not a lot of good exchanges. Is what you're saying. I agree with you.
Yeah, there's probably like a handful, if anything.
Yeah.
But if you want those nasty, dirty exchanges to get your crazy crypto, hey man, who am I to stop you?
Yeah. So, anyways, you want to read some of this?
Sure. PayPal to enable on-chain transfers from Venmo accounts, including on-chain wallets. Sweet. So it was Austin, Texas, payment company PayPal, formerly owned and started by Elon Musk, by the way, will allow an on-chain transfer from Venmo accounts starting by May. Jose Fernandez de Ponte, the company's senior vice president and general manager of blockchain, crypto, and digital wallet currencies, said during panel at Consensus 2023. You can buy a gift card on Venmo and send it out. You can invite people and send it to another Venmo user. You can send it to PayPal users. You can send it to external wallets. You can send it to hardware wallets, which we think is something fundamental important that Ponte said. Consumers have been asking for that for a while.
I mean, you're just starting to see all these digital bridges everywhere, and the ones that are already being used by cash, being interchangeable with crypto, which I think I just think it's neat. I don't think all this stuff is the biggest deal ever, but it's still, like I said, just slowly, it's cool.
I just want to know what their gas fees are going to be.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, and I think we've touched on like a lot of these topics over and over again in like previous podcasts, but it's like, it's a good idea, but yeah, maybe the gas fee are too high or whatever, and like there's just a couple things that aren't, um, you know, easily usable by the majority of society. And once all that stuff comes down, so maybe it gets slightly easier, and then it gets, you know, more adoption, but it's still like hard, and then eventually it's going to be like, oh, okay, it's like everybody can use it pretty easily.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean,
So, yeah.
that's how Apple Pay was, right? That's what Google Pay was. Like, you couldn't use it at, you know, your fast food places. They'd be like, no, we don't have that. We don't accept that. And then, sure enough, within like a year, everybody has it now. It's part of every payment system, and that's a digital form of cash right there, right? Because like, you don't own it. Like, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's digital. It's just not crypto. It's not in the crypto blockchain. It's just in their own system. But that's another digital asset.
Yeah. I just thought the on-change part was kind of neat.
Oh yeah,
For
no,
Venmo.
that's cool. That's cool, man.
It's a neat thing to see. It's
Yeah, they're adopting.
whatever.
Yeah, more adoption. The more users, the more
The
you know.
bigger companies that adopt it means it's like going to be harder for it to be,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. If like this came out in like a alt season, dude, it would drive crypto and like insanely high. It would be like
Right.
everything would be green. You know what I mean? If this article came out in an alt season.
And that's what we talk about all the time. It's like there's always stuff happening in the background, you know.
Yeah.
Meaningful things. So I think it's cool, you know. Yeah, these bigger companies start doing it, like, you know, all these funds and like banks like can be like, okay, cool, it is legit, right? It's not just like a thing somebody set up and is leaving.
Yeah, no, that's seriously,
Like,
that's the beginning, and then you know what the main concern is after they access that is what coins get to be used,
right.
and that's what drives you know the coins to go crazy. You know what I mean?
Sure.
The hype, anyways.
Once again, I don't know. Some of these are just kind of funny to me, articles, but like Costco's hottest item isn't rotisserie chickens, it's $2,000 gold bars. And basically my thought for this is like, it's just so interesting that people get so hyped on like going and buying something just because they're looking to invest. They're like, oh, that's going to be worth a lot more in the future. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but I think gold at the time was like 1850 and they were selling it for 2000, so they're making a little bit of a markup on it. But the idea, right, is in someone's head is like, oh, I want to figure out how to make some money, and it's like there's a lot of hype on this, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, you could see just general society, they're still trying to figure something out, some way to do it, and this is the best some people can come up with in their head.
Yeah. I mean,
So, it is just a funny, sort of amusing story to me, right? Like, I don't know.
it just seemed like a little. I don't know how to say this, like, but like a little
promo
like a
story.
gimmick, like a gimmick.
Sure.
That's all it is.
I think it is. I mean,
It's like you can go buy gold in any jewelry store, right? But like, or gold people that buy gold and sell gold.
yeah.
But like, oh, you can go to Costco and get a gold bar. What is it, like stamped in Costco or something like that? You know?
Well,
what I mean?
I think the people that don't know that much, like they don't know they can go get a bunch of gold somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it's more reputable being from Costco.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
You can probably return it
Like
too.
like a pawn shop, you're like, it's probably legit, but is it? Like, you
Yeah.
know, like so if they aren't in the market,
Yeah.
right? So there's that part, and then yeah, it's like a bigger company. It's like Walmart or McDonald's selling gold. It's like, oh, we could go buy it.
Yeah.
Right?
But what do you do with it? Like, you know, you have a bar of gold.
Yeah, you set it under your bed. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I
Oh.
agree. It's just funny to me. Right?
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
a goofy
It's a
story.
gimmick that they're just trying to be on. Yeah, they're just
But
trying
the
to be
thing is,
relevant.
it's selling out instantly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And that tells you something about
Well-
society in general, right?
Well, that's
Like,
also limited edition type of stuff where like, okay, maybe we're only gonna have 100 per store.
Well, how many gold bars can you make all the time? You know, like,
Yeah.
like. Yeah. No, I agree.
Oh, like it says, it's sealed black assay card. Is that what it says? A sealed black assay card, and it's individually stamped with a unique serial number. So yeah, it's a total like nostalgic kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, you get a gold bar stamped in Costco, and then you can resell it. Maybe you can resell it on eBay for like 2,500 or
Well,
something.
it has. I mean, since the summer, they were like, you know, gold was at like, I don't know, 18 or 1850, and then they said it's selling now for 2069, so it's technically already gone up, even their price. But they sold 100 million worth of gold bars last quarter. Like, I mean, they're like selling them like hotcakes, just really expensive hotcakes you don't eat.
Yeah.
It's like wild, right? Like I, I wouldn't. I could see somebody getting hyped, but like it's a lot of gold.
Yeah, we gotta understand most of these people that are buying it aren't buying one; they're buying like five or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's what
Could be limited though.
I understand that
Right.
because
Yeah.
because I'm also in the like collector industry, and most people that collect don't buy one.
Right.
They buy five, and then they'll be like, "Oh, maybe I can sell one or two and make my money back, and these bars are free because it's an
Mm-hmm.
investment that they're looking at." And I think that's what everyone's like.
Sure. Yeah.
As long as as long as gold keeps going up, I guess we'll be fine. But also, we're in a brink of war, so like gold is like the best asset to have in these times.
Right.
But anyways,
Yeah. I just thought it was an interesting.
that's a great article, dude.
As a
I've heard of it too. Like I think you mentioned to me a while back
yeah, I
ago.
did. Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy.
Just like get in the gold line at Costco, huh?
And then once you're in a parking lot, it's open season. No,
right? It's just
get the guy with the 10 bars of gold.
oh my god, that would be wild, dude. I got 8 of his bars.
Yeah, the other 2 bars are they're cracked, so we just left them.
Well, maybe this is a good time to pour this thing.
Dude, it's getting warm, dude. It's getting toasty in the open fire. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Roasting, bro.
Oh.
It's just like one of us gets it and leaves. So basically, I brought another beer since we haven't done this for a while. It's Bottle Logic Intrepid Orchid. It's a vanilla barley wine, and it's aged in bourbon barrels and then Madagascar vanilla. So, yep, it's pretty good. I thought he'd enjoy trying it. So,
All right, bottoms up. Unique.
there's not a lot of barley wines out there, but barley wines are they're pretty nice for like
Yeah.
long aged beers. Like if companies know how to do them, they're really delicious. So I was very impressed by this one. So I thought I'd bring it by.
It's not thick, you know what I mean? Like you expect like a Guinness or something like that. It's more of a kind of like a same viscosity of like a IPA, but flavored. You can taste like chocolate and coffee. What is that?
I definitely taste like the sweetness of the barley wine and the vanilla,
Oh, vanilla.
and
Yeah.
it's like it's 11%. So
Ah,
yeah.
11%. That's wine, dude. You brought wine.
Well, it is barley wine. It's
There
not,
you go.
but like it, yeah. Brought wine.
They call it wine for a reason.
Apparently so. I don't know. There's just so many different ways to make alcohol. I think it's like so many different names, right? So,
Yeah. You would know. You drank over 100 beers, dude.
That's it.
Thousands of beers, dude. You drank thousands of beer, you would know.